Top of the morning, everyone. It is August the 14th, as Bill sees it, reading from a child of God and a recovering alcoholic addict with that morning coffee. Let's have a moment of silence for those still out there in pain and suffering, please. Ooh. Thank you. The beginning of true kinship. When we reached AA and for the first time in our lives stood among people who seemed to understand, the sense of belonging was tremendously exciting. We thought the isolation problem had been solved. But we soon discovered that while we weren't alone anymore in a social sense, we still suffered many of the old pangs of anxious apartness until we had talked with complete candor of our conflicts and had listened to someone else do the same thing. We still didn't belong. Step 5 was the answer. It was the beginning of true kinship with man and God. You know, when I first stepped into the rooms of AA, I didn't think I belonged. And I didn't do the steps like you're supposed to. And then, of course, I failed. And I went out drinking and drugging for another 14 years. Shout out to Harold. He tried his best. The second time around, I had a little bit of experience, and I think, the first time I may not have been at my bottom, and the second go around, I believe I was. But I got God in my life. Actually, he came to me, or he showed me church, and I came to him. He put the seed in my head, and I spent 3 months going to church, and then I went to AA. So, getting back to the reading, the first few months was cloudy, and going through the first three steps, I thought was pretty easy because I knew I had a problem. I knew I had a higher power, which was Jesus Christ. And what was the third one? I made a decision to turn my will over to Him. Him being the Lord, Jesus Christ. And then the fourth step come around. It took me a while to do the fourth step. But the fifth step, what it talks about here, step 5, is verbally telling somebody your wrongdoings and laying it out on paper. That was huge. And I knew I belonged, after about a month or so going, the second go around, going to meetings. But once I was able to do step 4 and 5, it was like, okay, it was like everything was all laid out. And it's like, wow, I have a huge problem, and I just wanted to get fixed. And it's going to take a lifetime of fixing. And I know this, and knowing this is half the battle. Just showing up, going to meetings, doing the next right thing. Just love thy neighbor. It all stems back to the Bible. So yeah, the beginning of true kinship believes in, I believe, is being willing to be open-minded to suggestions. I love y'all very much. I hope y'all have a safe and blessed day. Peace.